You are not what you feel. Let me explain, but we can be defined by what we are feeling. We have to feel. Feelings can signal something greater in us, but so many times we get lost in the feelings, right? Just like overthinking. Really, it feels like we're just chasing one thought after the other. And the more we feel, we chase the next thought and we're jumping. Our feelings are all over the place. And the mind creates thoughts and then comes the feeling. I find that in many instances, it is the feeling, the feel good moment that we chase to experience a sense of happiness. But that feeling has to be maintained. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you can relate. The point of having this human experience is to feel, but what we feel doesn't stay, does it? What I recognize is when we identify with a feeling so strongly, that feeling becomes so alive in us, so strong. Maybe you can relate to this. But feelings change. Feelings change. Feelings, they come and they go. They are temporary and they can be misleading as well in many cases. So, knowing your true divine nature is what allows us not to get carried away by our feelings. So, I've learned to be, just to be without becoming through through self-observation, through just observing rather than attaching. I've learned to be without becoming. Feel the emotion fully, but recognize that you are not them. Feelings are experiences, not your true self. So express your feelings, but know where those feelings are coming from. Knowing where the feelings are coming from is really what matters here. But to know that, you have to recognize that you are not them, especially when we experience grief, which we all will, change, loss. We can experience life fully without being controlled by our emotional state. That is what my awakening journey has shown me thus far. Sometimes when we feel negative feelings, we want to chase, we try to chase another feeling to combat the negative one because we don't like the way it makes us feel. We start taking the identity of that feeling on. But that is my point. You are not what you feel. And sometimes the reason we chase a feel good moment is often because we're trying to escape, avoid, or replace another feeling because we don't want to become what we're feeling. So I'm not saying not to feel. It's impossible not to feel in this human experience, this form. We have to, it's one of the sense. It's feeling, it's a sense, it's a sensation. It's it's a tool. It's like a tool that we use, just like tasting, feeling. We feel whatever we think we are. If we live through the mind or what the mind identifies with, then we are, in a sense, already that. That becomes your state of being, but it's still not who you are. It's simply just a state of being that we experience, the sensation. So when I feel, that sensation is a state that I'm experiencing. I hope this doesn't sound too. I'm not trying to teach. I'm simply trying to share, and I hope it's not too much. Like when you overeat and you begin to vomit because it's too much at one time. So many times we allow what we experience to become our truth without noticing it. We don't even notice it. But when we feel from a place of wholeness, place of inner truth, then we are not confused by what or how we feel in the moment. A deeper dimension to that is we're simply living by trust and not by how we feel, the states that we're experiencing. We're trusting the source of life. I'm learning more to be present without letting feelings turn into labels. Do you know what I mean? I'm learning to be present without letting what I'm feeling turn into label. And you have to have a sense of trust when you live from that place. Most of the time when we walk into a room, we identify. Even if I've not spoken to the person, sometimes you notice that by you seeing me here, maybe you're looking at what I'm wearing, who I am, and you identify in that moment, and that becomes how you see me without even knowing the deeper aspect of who I am. So I am learning, to be more present without letting feelings turn into labels. How to be grateful in whatever state I find myself in. And that's something I've learned continuously. When the feelings come, and sometimes I'm overwhelmed with those feelings, I still have a choice. I still can choose to be grateful. Even if I'm feeling fear, which is a big one, fear comes, It'll show up at your door, it'll knock. You won't open the door to it. And the next day, it finds itself at your door again. Fear it's there. Even when I'm feeling fear, I can still choose to be grateful. I can still choose. I can still feel the fear, but still do it anyway. Feel the emotions, But when we wake up to them, it's a different thing. We are not driven by the negative feelings, but by a deeper truth within us. The feelings that come from an experience becomes alive in us. But when we get so absorbed in the identity of the feeling we experience, it can lead to suffering. It can lead to suffering because if a feeling alone is the outcome of how we see ourselves in life, then that will bring suffering if it's unattainable. We will never feel alive. I mean, that's a little bit dramatic, but it's almost like we're never going to feel alive if we don't attain certain things in our life because of the feeling that sometimes we haven't even experienced something, but we get this feeling of, or desire, in a sense. Is that desire? It's a desire that brings us the desire to feel it. Thank you. Sometimes I have to give birth. I do write some stuff down to remember some things. I'm not going to be up here saying actually, I will correct myself. I am channeling. I'm channeling from inner ponderings. When I'm not on camera, there are moments where I'm sitting. They say sitting in silence. I'm just sitting, observing my feelings, observing my thoughts. So I am channeling these ponderings and sharing them with you. That's all I'm doing here. Some will see it, some won't. That's okay. So if we don't attain certain things in our lives, we feel that we're not living. But that's not true. And that's why I say you are not what you feel. If you are aware of what you are feeling, then it is what you are experiencing and not who you are. When you believe you are your feelings, it's easier then to get lost in them. They start to shape us, if that makes sense. We all have beautiful moments in life. We all experience beautiful moments in life, but what we really cling to are the feelings those moments gave us, isn't it? Sometimes we reminisce about them because of the feeling. And so in many instances, what I used to do is chase those same feelings over and over, forgetting that those experiences were only meaningful because of what was happening within us, inside of me, and not outside. It's really that inner experience. That's the allure. It's the tuning fork to the experience. That can only happen within us. But feelings come and go. You remain, though. You observe the feelings. If you let negative emotions become your constant state, you'll eventually start to see yourself as the emotion itself. Allow yourself to be without attaching to what you feel. Don't attach to it, observe it, if anything. When I don't attach and just observe my experience, deepens, meaning that the awareness of what I'm feeling deepens. And that leads me to a place to see where my feelings are coming from. And I have to say this, it's not only the choices that I have made in my life that got me to this present moment. It's grace and mercy. It's that unforeseen energy of love that assists us on our journey. When I'm overwhelmed with feelings, when I can't find my way back to presence, then I'm assisted by divine love. There's no other way for me to say that. When we create, like, a part of this is I'm on here creating this for you in a sense. It's really the feeling behind it that really matters, right? But that feeling has to come from deep within me, not just the surface level. I'm not gathering information to bring this to you. It's the pondering. It has to come from deep within you if you're going to create. And that depth within us, that feeling that arises from that depth, the soul, we can express it through cooking. I love to cook. I love to cook. I want to cook you a soup that warms your soul. The feeling you get when you taste the soup. Some people dance. I love to dance as well. Not so much dancing these days, but if the beat, if the tune is right, I can express it through dancing. And for those that are singers, because I can't sing, such a beautiful expression when you are blessed with that talent to sing, but it's the depth where the feeling comes from. So whatever it is, it all comes from inside. All comes from inside. And to know what that is to know that you're not the feeling. The feeling is coming from, the feeling has to come from a deeper depth within us. Intuition. Everything translates into the spiritual. From the inside out, that's what I mean. From the inside out, the spiritual journey, knowing yourself and then expressing. So when feelings, when they come and go, you still know yourself. Because you know yourself deeper. The deeper the truth, the true self. Let's use that. We use in a practical way, we use when it's authentic, you feel it, right? The more, when it's authentic, the more the expression is felt. That's why being aware of what we're feeling is really what matters. It's really what matters. So enjoy life, feel, but on a deeper level, the more conscious field of consciousness, feelings don't stay. So the emotions move through me, but I am aware of what is not me. The emotions, while they move through me, I'm aware. So in essence, I don't get shaped by them. And if I am not present awareness, then there is goodness and mercy. Who can do without them? Goodness and mercy. So the outcome is that we experience inner peace. That our inner world is not chaotic. I can enjoy life in whatever state I find myself. So even when things aren't comfortable, there is an inner peace that's within. Chaos might be on the outside, everywhere, but your inner world is really what matters in the chaos. So if I attach to every feeling, then my world becomes chaotic in a sense. And that is not me. So when we awaken to the divine within us, some say our true nature, some say the God within us. When we awaken to that, we recognize that these feelings, we're not what we're feeling. So I hope when this finds you, whatever you're feeling, because I think I've been here talking for a while. When this finds you, whatever you're feeling, these words are to inspire you inner, that bring you inward, pull you in. That's what I'm sharing here, is to inspire you and draw your attention inward, for you to look within and recognize that you are not what you're feeling. For those of you that are continuously experiencing negative thoughts, or you might find yourself right now in a state of negative emotions, I hope this finds you, and I hope you feel the love in it. Thank you. Thank you for listening.